It's very sad. First time I saw USCIS discussing with a parliament member, and this debate really pricked each mind of US citizen and also all immigration analysts of the world. The parliament member and the judges were talking about USCIS one fraud, and USCIS member even did not know what's actual happening in immigration department of USA. I personally rated very high USCIS as compared to IRCC, Department of Home Affairs Australia, Department of Home Office United Kingdom, and all immigration departments of Europe. I really appreciate the USCIS providing services, but these discussions de-escalated morale of US people and the people who are immigrants, and of course Donald Trump also, when he will go to the office. The climatory member was asking question to the USCIS representative that which type of visas these are, in which one person is using one email 3,000 times, 2,000 times, and sometimes more than this as a supporting emails. I will tell you what are supporting emails. For example, if you will be successful through USCIS, you will use your reference number for your family. Definitely you will use one email, and you will use same address, and USCIS will give you weightage that you had already proved a true migrant. So how one migrant can use 3,000 supporting emails? It means there is mafia working behind the scene. It means some mafia like consultants who are using one email again and again to get more visas of United States. I was not believing, but actually these were live conversations going on. One by one question was asking to the member of the USCIS. But what deteriorated scenario is that USCIS member denied these claims. She was telling that we don't know. These are not true informations. But in written form, the member was showing to the USCIS, and he argued that you please listen with the patience and trust me. These are your words and these are your written statements that 3,200 times one person used supporting emails. How many visas were given by one family member to other individuals, how one supporting email is distributed to the 3,200 immigrants, how one email is handling 3,200 migrants. It never happened because each family has to give his own email, and supporting emails of the one family could be 6 7 according to children and wife. How 3,200 emails are given from the one migrant? It is looking a huge fraud. If these informations are correct, I still believe there may be some wrong informations. I believe that maybe these informations are not true, because my words regarding USCIS is still very high, still ranked very high. If these informations are true, I am very, very optimistic. In spite of denying, if these are the facts, USCIS will take substantial steps to check that how many emails were given from the one migrant, and how many people reached US by using supporting emails. People in the world are doing maximum scams in all era, in all fields of the life, in financial corruption, in visa corruption, and only one department who has very less corruption and very less frauds, very less scams, that is the United States Immigration Department of Immigration and Citizenship. I still believe that USCIS will investigate those individuals, and still, as Donald Trump says about these individuals, that even you are legal, if you came by fraud or scam, we will verify you. I think these sentences are not bad. The media is taking these sentences adversely. I am not in favor of one senator asking Biden that to support legal migrants. As Donald Trump will come to the office, you have to make law before Donald Trump coming to office for legal migrant. I think senator respected senator will understand now. Donald Trump is not talking about legal migrant, he always talk about undocumented migrant. And I think if any thief came into home, so good way is that you must request thief, please go out of my home. That's the way. You may not punish him. I think Trump is doing same thing. We are not punishing you, we are not saying you are women's, you are children's, you were misguided, you was having misinformation, please go back. Similar words used by Prime Minister Justin, that he told that if you are undocumented, with respect, and this is the right way, because these are innocent humans. They were misguided by agents, they were misguided by the consultants. If you will investigate this scam which is looking in USCIS, as I am talking about in this clip, that supporting emails are unlimited number. It never happened in the past that one email is used for 3200 applications of the migrants. And the person claiming to USCIS, he was checking that data must be checked when new email come, that why one email supporting documents are being used again and again in the USCIS, because those documents were cleared, proved true by USCIS, therefore consultants. So there are some mafia who is not registered, who is not registered with immigration departments. 90% immigration departments are consultants are not registered, and they are working throughout the world, and they are doing a scam with all immigration departments, which I think comparatively, if I compare, as I told you already, USCIS, the planning of doing interview is marvelous. I really appreciate that when you will conduct one-to-one interview, it mean that you are checking that individual's life. But I think to rely on 100% on interview is not the solution of the problem. 80% chance, if you will not interview a person, 80% chance, I am telling you, Australian Immigration Department did not interview the students, which I know from Asian country, lot of student scams. Now Australia knew this thing, but Australia aware of very late. Now many scam non-genuine students are full in Australia, and they increase the population, and they are applying asylum. I think without interview, you are giving chance to do scam. USCIS, no doubt about this, that 80% interview is good to check the quality of the migrant, and that migrant will be psychologically assessed perfectly when face to face the immigration officer, who is almost psychologist, and he or she can check the mind of female migrant or male migrant, and even he will see the face, he will understand that person is true or wrong. But relying 100% on interview is also a mistake. which I believe that USCIS, which I have noticed, they are absolutely depending upon only the interview and form which the migrant fill up informations. He can write wrong informations. He can answer in interview wrong. But unfortunately, USCIS 20% documentation must be also checked, and that is one of the main reason supporting emails were not given preference to check. And might be if these claims of the member of United States to the USCIS are true, and might be because USCIS depending upon face-to-face interview, and face-to-face interview when the migration officer took, almost he clarified as a result of interview you are cleared or not cleared. I think that's not the time to clear. I think they should take little time to check emails, to check the documents, and to check some other things, and then they announce the success or failure of that applicant. And once again, I will say interview is indispensable in this immigration in 2004 and 2005 because sorry, in Canada, if you will assess in about the Canada, I will tell you now Canada scams are so much that they announced numbers, which I am not announcing here because those numbers are from the different sources and those numbers are not verified. But those significant numbers, those are in thousands and maybe more than thousands. These numbers, migrants in Canada, currently now is in this time, they are not under notice of IRCC. Did you believe that immigration department of the Canada did not have any record of those migrants, and those migrants may be undocumented and maybe their visa is expired and may be undocumented and mostly undocumented. Now that's why the Canadian immigration department is requesting to those people, please go back to your home country with respect. But unfortunately, what's actually going on, the Canadian Migration Department also doing little mistake in assessment of the applications. And I always say the face-to-face interviews until visa officer will not take. Australian migration officer is sitting in Adelaide office, and in Asian countries one Indian embassy officer, one Indian embassy person is calling student and asking, both belong to same country, both are speaking in same language, and both are having same mind. It's very difficult to assess one person sitting in Australian society who want to assess the student, you are genuine or not. When he will conduct interview, only 5 minute interview will verify that student will be the right student or the wrong students. 50 to 60% students, which I say, they don't go under GST, GTE of Australia. US students, I give credit to USCIS. Students who went to the USA, they were mostly genuine students due to the face-to-face interview. Thank you very much.